Hello, Internet. It's me, Gaboon. Man, feels weird to say a different intro. I don't know if you can see. I did take a shower, so my hair actually looks kind of cool today. Last time I did an upload, it was a little bit greasy, but I don't want to wash every day for obvious reasons because not good for your hair. I'm a healthy little boy. But no, what we're here to talk about. MatPat. Now you all know MatPat. I don't need to introduce him to you. But if you don't, then I'll just say he was the host of Game Theory, and I say was, or not even just Game Theory, but also Film Theory, Style Theory, and Food Theory, and also GT Live. Now, I was around during the days. I remember back when he did the Link's arm theory, he just shoots it, shooting on gets ripped off, like that. And then also like the leap of faith being like, I forgot how that went. How did that theory go? Oh man. But no, I remember that, and also the leap of faith, man, that was so cool. Also, Luigi's bulge, bro. Luigi's bulge and the best boobs in gaming definitely got to be my favorite from Matt. Ruined my childhood, but also made him better. It made me the man I am today, at the good old age of 19. I know. If you go on my Twitter, you're definitely not gonna be seeing anything safe for work. I mean, there is definitely tweets that are safe for work for sure. I'm not only a lewd Twitter account, but still, a lot of the stuff you'll see in my likes, you'll be like, whoa. No, I'm talking about these last 10 theories. My experience with watching MatPat. I was about to say my experience with MatPat, but I've never known the guy, and he's never deemed me or anything. It's just more been like I'm a fan of the guy. So I kind of want to give my thoughts on that. Growing up, man was like, he's got to be one of my. Let's see, here's the thing. My attention span, like I wouldn't say I'm ADHD. I'm ADHD. Wait a minute, that's I wouldn't say I have ADHD because I just have a terrible. I do have a terrible attention span, but it's like if I'm really into something, I'm not gonna sit there and be struggling to do it. Or if I'm actually into something, like well, that would still mean the same thing. But if I'm like into something, I'm not sitting there struggling to pay attention. I'm perfectly just on point, enjoying myself, or just listening to what somebody is talking about. But if I'm just kind of not too caring about it, or I just don't care about it at all, I'm not really. My attention span is gonna be awful. um, but with Matt, it was like, because I was kind of hard about that in school, because it's like it's something I still wanted to learn, but I was also like wanted to do other things. I would sit there want to kind of look up stuff. I was somebody who used the Wayback Machine on my school Chromebook. Man, I was goaded on my Chromebook. Um, but no, so I was so but with MatPat, I was still learning stuff that I would learn in school, but in a way that I was actually interested in. Like Sonic is slow, or whenever he like has to slow down, and we're like, okay, we can either just say he destroys his legs upon impact or trying to stop, or that he's just slow. And I'm like, shoot, I learned a lot. I learned how momentum works, and it was so cool because I learned math and science, which are my worst subjects in school were math and science, and I'm learning those through these videos because of the way Matt presents it. It's in such an interesting way that I have to like give him just props just for that alone. And these Final 10 theories have been nothing new in terms of me being enjoying them thoroughly. Like, bro, he did a Deltarune theory. It's been so long since, like, I think it's probably because of the reception of the Sans' Nest 3, which is kind of like a wow, okay, Undertale fans. I've never played Undertale. I'm playing Deltarune, though. Maybe I should have played Undertale first. But I'm playing Deltarune. I'm like 2 hours into the game. It's fun. Like it's such a fun game. The music as well. It's a bop. I definitely gotta save some to my playlist. um, but no, it was cool to see that, especially me right now playing it. It's like wow, that's so cool. And also we got one final FNAF theory just for the classics. That's got to be cool. Also, that the tank one, man, the tanks, bro. That was so cool to see because, like, we also got to see about. He also told us about how they're used for this video games are used to like learn how to drive tanks in like military fields, and then they use like video games for like doctors and stuff to teach them how to do precisions or whatever stuff like that's like wow. And then they use their knowledge on video games to try to actually drive a tank and also shoot it. And it's like, oh, that's cool, man. It made me actually want to drive a tank one day. I'm not even gonna lie to you, just to see what it's like to actually do one. I don't even have a license. I can't drive a car, so yeah. And Earthbound personally is my favorite game of all time. And I remember watching this thing about how like what was that? The little blue guys from there, the happyism. Those guys from Earthbound. I was like, inspired from like an actual cult or whatever. It's been a minute since I saw that theory, but that's how I remember it kind of going. And I'm like, oh, let's go. um, but no, past the nostalgia, also, I just want to get into that final theory. I was watching that live. I was there during the premiere. It felt so good to actually watch it. And I'm not even gonna lie, I did tweet out. I was thinking it's gonna be either a Chrono Trigger theory or an Earthbound theory. I was thinking Earthbound because it's his favorite game of all time as well, along with like Chrono Trigger being his. But I was thinking it's Chrono Trigger more likely because it was the first theory he ever made. The very first video that he made in terms of being a theorist was on Chrono Trigger. So I was thinking it would more likely be that, and since he said it was something special. But I'm not even gonna lie, I'm kind of happy that he went with the type of theory that he went with, which is just stuff about the theorist channel itself and how it's all over the place. Bro, he had a mat. I didn't know there was a little extension for MatPatifying things. I was like, whoa. I saw like an interview. I forgot, it was like Kanye getting interviewed by somebody else. I forgot their name though. But it was like what's theory, bro? Bro, I remember I saw it, I was like, no way, bro. I could look at I could look at that MatPatified. That's kind of funny. Like it's just the thumbnails though, but still very funny to see. But it was also just kind of like, bro, whenever they were like going down driving and he hung up the jacket, bro. I didn't cry, but there were definitely tears in my eyes. I just didn't. I was like that scene from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. It's enough to make a grown man cry, but not this man. I'm joking. I'm the biggest bitch ever, bro. You're gonna. I'm gonna cry to literally everything. But I don't know. I just also like film theory, bro. I remember like I had stuff about film theory. See, here's the thing. Back in the day, I didn't have internet on my phone. I would have to go down to somewhere just to get internet. And I remember there was an app. It was definitely, that's probably why I got removed. It was not legal at all because you were able to download videos off of YouTube. Bro, I would use them to download stuff. I downloaded like 3 film theory videos, and I think one was about Avengers. One was about. I actually forgot the other two. I'm not gonna lie. But there was also game theory. There was one about how Peach is Bowser Jr.'s mom or whatever. There was one about the Sonic video, the one where he's like, okay, fine, he's not slow, but he's gonna break his legs upon impact of stopping, bro. And there was another one, but I forgot what it was. Oh man, I have so many memories of MatPat that it's insane. I wasn't like, it wasn't like I was like 5 watching him. I think I started watching him like when I was like, no, I wouldn't say 13. I was still a little bit younger than that. Man, how old would I have actually been? I don't know, man, but it's been a while. I feel like it's either somewhere close to the double digits, like at least 10 years, or it is pretty much just 10 years. But I'm going to say it's probably like 7 to 10 years ago is whenever I started watching him. And through those 7 to 10 years, I've made some of the best memories I've ever made. Man, like, I'm not like the most intelligent person ever. I'm not going to lie that. I get things wrong all the time when it comes to information. And I'll happily admit that because, I do. I'm not going to be like, actually. No, I definitely get things wrong. And I'll admit that whenever I am. But it's just kind of like, oh man, look at this guy that's so much smarter than me, and I can just learn from him and maybe sound intelligent myself with these things, even if I actually don't know what I'm talking about. Like with how the momentum works. It's like, I mean, I could learn how to do all that, and MatPat's really my reason for trying to learn a lot of that stuff. And it feels really good to be able to say that about a person. Because, most of the time when it comes to inspiration, I feel like it's mostly like the personality behind. I mean, MatPat's still a personality. But I mean, like, in terms of like how they do the videos, how they are in their videos, it's like, oh man, like Etika, my biggest inspiration. I like a lot of his editing is an inspiration, and also just his joyous personality definitely inspires me. But like with MatPat, it's also just like he had like personality behind him with flat out intelligence, and that was so cool to me. I'm like, yo, I can be intelligent and also do this. However, I'm not using that intelligence at all in these videos. I'm just acting like a goofball the whole time. But you know what? Still inspiration to me, man. Oh man, but no, this is not really supposed to be a super duper long video. It's just supposed to be me going over my joy with. You know what? Let me go over some sadness with MatPat leaving. I will say I'm happy that he's leaving because he just kind of wants to. He's tired of overworking himself. He just wants to focus on himself, spend time with his family, and it's just stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually admirable. I feel like if that's what he wanted, but he kept doing theorists, it would just it would be visible that he's not enjoying himself as much anymore, and that would be it would really bring a lot of the content down, I feel. So I'm extremely happy that he's just deciding, hey, it's time for me to just step down from this. But he's not like full on leaving, he's just stepping down from being the host, which is perfectly fine, to be quite honest. I'm happy he's doing that. But also it's like I'm sad because it's like, man, this man that kind of raised me in a sense, like I still have other people I've looked up to as much as MatPat, if not just more, like I said. He's still like a person that just kind of raised me in a way. And it's kind of sad to see him leave when it comes to that. But, you know, still support him. Be happy that he's making his own decisions in life or on things that are going to make him happy. And yeah, I just want to make this quick little video saying the joy that MatPat has brought to me in my life. And also, man, this was the first person I felt comfortable showing my mom. See, I didn't want to show her anything that would have like language in it because she was she thought I was a good wholesome little boy. I didn't want to show her anything that would break that stigma, but I did show her. Actually, she kind of enjoyed it too. You know, she's not like big on the stuff I'm big on, but heck, she would still sometimes laugh at what he would say and even be interested in what he was talking about. So it's like, yo, let's go. And I was like, what, like 15 when I started doing stuff like that? It's, just, MatPat himself brought so many memories to not only just me, but a lot of other people, just everybody on the platform. Well, no, not everybody, but a lot of other people on the platform. And I'm glad he's left the legacy that he's left. And if you don't like him, that's perfectly fine, you know. I just wish that we could all at least respect each other. Even if we don't like each other, we can at least respect each other. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about. Just come on here just to give thoughts about MatPat and him leaving. And also, oh wait, he's got a whole like ARG or whatever. I don't think it'd be called an ARG per se. Maybe it would be, but I don't think it is. But he's got like a whole thing going on now where it's like the premiere that we did had one of 6 endings, and we got to go find the other 5. So yeah. I'll definitely be taking part in that. Hopefully you will too. But if you're not, that's okay. You know what? That's fine. But yeah, I've made this video long enough as is, so I'm just gonna say, should I go with the MatPat thing? Nah, that's about it. But of course, as always, I hope y'all have a damn good one, and take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. No, that's about it, yeah.